From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, May 12th. All right, today is the best weather day of the week. Dropping in those humidity values, so that's really nice. Going to have lots of sunshine. A light breeze out of the east. It's going to make it feel a lot more comfortable today. Highs are going to stay on the warmer side with numbers in the mid-80s. And a person is dead and 6 others hurt after a multi-vehicle crash. IMPD tells us that officers responded to 42nd and Richelieu Road just before 3:30 this morning. There they found 1 victim dead, and then the 6 injured all went to hospitals. IMPD says at least 3 cars were involved. No word on what caused the crash, and none of the victims' names has been released yet. An IMPD officer is on administrative leave after being arrested for the second time in 2 weeks. State police arrested Officer Michael Price yesterday. He was arrested on 2 counts of domestic battery and 1 count of battery on a child less than 14 years old. IMPD says Shelby County Police are now investigating. Indianapolis police arrested Price the first time on April 30th for domestic battery in Marion County. In that case, police say they responded to a home on a possible active assault. IMPD says that Price is a 13-year veteran of the department. A man is in custody after police say he escaped on his way to jail, then got into a shootout with officers. State police say it started as Kentland County jail deputies drove 36-year-old Jamie Lopez from Illinois to the Newton County Jail on an active warrant. Troopers say Lopez escaped as they arrived. Police tracked Lopez to a nearby apartment building. Police say Lopez somehow got a hold of a gun and started shooting at officers from inside the building. An officer returned fire, hitting Lopez. Lopez surrendered and was flown to a South Bend hospital. Right now, there's no word on his condition.
John. Airbags are going off. Let's get out. Run. Let's find the hotel.
What you just heard, police say those were some of Vicky White's last words as police closed in on the security officer turned fugitive and the inmate she helped escape. Investigators released the audio from a 911 call of the final moments of the chase in Evansville that ended the pair's multi-state getaway. Local reports say the call was through OnStar, which connected dispatchers to the inside of the Cadillac as police chased them. Dash cam and body camera video shows police ramming the pair's car into a ditch. Officers pulled Casey White from the car and arrested him. Police say Vicky White had shot herself.
We could hear her on the line saying she had her finger on the trigger.
You got cover? Yeah. It's opening. Okay, I'm going to go for the guy.
She's the female out of the vehicle, guns no longer in her hand.
As I've reported here on the News 8 Daily, Casey White is charged with escape in addition to the murder charges and prior convictions that first put him in jail. A Lawrence teenager who disappeared for about a week has been found more than 600 miles from home. Police say federal authorities in New Jersey found the 15-year-old girl and that she will be reconnected with family in the next day or 2. It's not clear how she ended up so far away from home. Investigators had initially said she may have been with someone who she met online who came from out of state to pick her up. Lawrence police and the FBI are investigating. Investigators are looking into why and how a 6th grade student brought a loaded gun to an Indianapolis school. IMPD responded to Winding Ridge Elementary in Lawrence Township yesterday morning. The school's principal sent out a message notifying parents that a teacher saw the weapon, secured it, and got help detaining the student. According to the school leader, the student did not intend to hurt anyone. She wrote, "At no time will any threat to student and staff safety be tolerated." The student's name hasn't been released, but officers did take the child to Marion County Juvenile Detention Center. Police wrote in the report that the gun was stolen, but not how the child got a hold of it. Police are sharing a new update, but not much new information about the body of a little boy found in a suitcase in southern Indiana last month. Someone out on a mushroom hunt found the child April 16th in woods in Washington County. Police say they believe the boy was 5 years old, but that autopsy results offered few answers. They don't know who he was, where he was from, or how he died.
You know, it's troubling to think that a young man like this, something like this can happen, and nobody wants to bring it forward and say, this is what we know. And it's very sad and very troubling. It's the kind of investigation that you think about constantly throughout the day. This case is always there at the forefront and in your mind, even when you go home at night, when you wake up in the middle of the night, it's there.
Though they are still searching for answers, so far, police haven't shared a sketch of what the child may have looked like or any information about a potential suspect. And there is some progress to report in a nationwide baby formula shortage. We've been reporting on the frustration of parents who are finding empty shelves for quite some time now. The Michigan plant that makes several popular brands says it could reopen in 2 weeks if the government gives the go-ahead. Abbott Nutrition shut down operations after the FDA linked some of the products to bacterial infections in babies. The company says it's making safety and maintenance changes to the plant. Abbott says it would still be 2 months before formula hits shelves, though. Moderna says it has proof its COVID-19 vaccine is effective for children 6 to 11 years old. The new study is in the New England Journal of Medicine, and the authors advise that the trial happened before the surge of the Omicron variant. Currently, the Pfizer version is the only one cleared for children. Both companies are also asking the FDA to authorize their vaccines for those as young as 6 months old. And that decision could come next month. Today in the battle over Roe v. Wade, Supreme Court justices will meet privately for the first time since the draft opinion leak. This comes as a key vote on a Democrat-led bill aimed at protecting women's access to abortions failed to pass the Senate. Democrats fell 11 votes shy of a needed 60 in order to pass the Women's Health Protection Act. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin joined Republicans in voting against the measure.
It is not Roe v. Wade codification. It's an expansion. It wipes 500 state laws off the books. It expands abortion.
The final vote tally was 49 to 51. The GOP's block on the bill is causing outrage among Democrats, including those in the White House.
Sadly, the Senate failed to stand in defense of a woman's right to make decisions about her own body.
President Biden also released a statement saying his administration will continue to fight for women's constitutional rights to make private reproductive choices. Indiana Republican Senator Mike Braun was one who voted against the measure. He shared a statement with News 8 saying, "I'm proud to join the bipartisan majority of the Senate rejecting Joe Biden's radical plan to remove all limits on abortion up until the moment of birth on babies that can feel pain, kick, suck their thumbs, respond to sounds, and have a heartbeat." And there is new video emerging from the war in Ukraine. It shows Russian soldiers committing what Ukrainian prosecutors say may be a war crime. So it's security video. It's from March. It was taken outside a car dealership in Kyiv. Ukraine says that it shows 5 Russian soldiers trying to break into the business, firing at locks and smashing glass. The owner and a guard there approach, then walk away, and that's when the soldiers open fire. Ukrainian prosecutors say both men died. Ukraine's top prosecutor is also planning the first war crimes trial of a captured Russian soldier charged with killing an unarmed civilian in February. If convicted, the soldier could get up to 15 years in prison. With food prices on the rise, President Biden is vowing to help American farmers save money. He visited an Illinois farm yesterday to unveil policies meant to increase harvests and reduce grocery bills. One policy doubles funding for domestic fertilizer production to $500 million. Biden said he also wants to give farmers better access to farm management tools and increase the number of counties eligible for double cropping insurance.
I stand here today to thank American farmers who are the breadbasket of democracy. We have to keep investing in our farmers to reduce the cost, to reduce prices to consumers, and to have the most productive, most efficient farmers in the world here in the United States.
Biden also says the U.S. and its allies are trying to ship 20 million metric tons of wheat and corn that's in storage out of Ukraine. Al Jazeera is accusing the Israeli military of a targeted killing of one of its journalists. The media network confirmed Shireen Abu Akleh was shot and killed in the West Bank. She was on assignment covering clashes between Israeli security forces and Palestinians. Israel is blaming Palestinian fighters for her death. Survivors of a condo collapse and families of those killed are set to share nearly $1 billion. Last June's disaster in Surfside, Florida, killed 98 people. Attorneys contend the tower was unstable and that development of a nearby tower led to the collapse. The settlement in a class action lawsuit is worth $997 million. It does still need court approval. Indianapolis crews are working extra hours to fill potholes throughout Marion County. The Department of Public Works says it's taking advantage of the weather we're having right now. Workers are focusing on West 30th and 79th Streets, Muller Road, and dozens of others. DPW is scheduling crews for 10-hour days to get the most work done. Since January 1st, DPW has used 4,500 tons of asphalt to fill holes.
We have resolved nearly 20,000 service requests called in by the citizens of Indianapolis. And we have received to date somewhere less than 30,000. So there's still plenty of work to do.
You can report potholes using the Mayor's Action Center. Damage caused by potholes must be reported as a tort claim. And each Thursday we sit down with Gary Dick, the host of Inside Indiana Business, to talk Indiana business headlines. Here's this morning's conversation.
The RV industry hopes it is past the worst of the supply chain crisis. It's one of the top headlines from our partners at Inside Indiana Business and the Indianapolis Business Journal.
Inside Indiana Business host Gary Dick joins us now. So Indiana, of course, a major producer of RVs. What's behind the optimism?
Yeah, 80% or so of all RVs in the United States produced in Indiana, mostly northern Indiana, RV capital of the world. This is an interesting story. You would think with all of the supply chain issues, inflationary pressures, all the things we hear about on a daily basis, that the RV industry would have been hard hit. Well, in fact, production of RVs, primarily here in Indiana, up double digits from the same time a year ago. There's a feeling that retirees are buying more and more of these. The average age of the first-time buyers of RVs, about 33 years of age. Now, there is not an expectation that necessarily is going to continue. We see what gas prices are doing, and that has a direct correlation to production in the RV industry. But this is good news for Indiana, in particular for northern Indiana, because of the thousands and thousands of people who work in that industry and in that part of the state.
Hardly needs to be said, agriculture is a huge industry here as well. There's an Indiana company offering a farm field tech upgrade.
Tech, yeah, and so much of agriculture is about technology and innovation these days, and we will highlight this weekend on the show another innovation. This is from Solentech, which is a South American company, moved its headquarters to West Lafayette. It has come up with a robot that will attack challenges for farmers in growing season all the way through harvest. Really a high-tech type of contraption, if you will. The company is partnering with an Illinois-based company, Growmark, one of the largest ag co-ops in North America. Really fascinating how this technology works and what it could mean for farmers and agriculture, not only here in Indiana, but really around the globe.
So interesting. What else is coming up Sunday morning?
We'll do much more on the RV industry in northern Indiana and the impact of increased production. Butler coach Thad Matta obviously is making headlines, returning to the sidelines at Butler. And a Greencastle teenager, this interesting, he's teaching his peers basically, and some younger, about financial literacy. He actually won a pitch competition, a national competition for what he's doing, going to high schools and middle schools. We'll talk about that. And also from our partners at the Indianapolis Business Journal, the new State of Electric Vehicle Product Commission. It's a state commission working on EVs, electric vehicles, how Indiana can take advantage of that. The future of the Willows Event Center at Nora, and Indianapolis's Good Wages Initiative. Okay, I got a question for you.
Sir.
Trivia. Thad Matta went to high school in Illinois. Do you know what the name of the city was or town was?
I don't.
Hoopston.
Oh, perfect.
It is. Okay, one more. Do you know the nickname of the Hoopston team?
The Nets?
The Corn Jerkers.
Oh, no.
That's great.
How about that?
That's awesome. A new trivia segment here with Inside Indiana Business.
I will never forget that.
You can't unhear that. Yeah,
no,
that's right.
you can't.
Right, yeah.
Story of the morning. Gary Dick, thank you. We'll be watching and reading this weekend.
So a little bit of trivia for you there this morning as well. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com. And follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.